Hey everyone! So for this process video, I'm going to do something a little bit different, but not too different. Basically, the main thing that I'm going to work on in this video is 52 favorites, but I'm not sticking to the same maker of the products, not the same manufacturer. My 52 favorites, I usually use Feature Craft, Sahin Designs, Elle Studio, and Ali Edwards. So basically 4 different ones. And I'm going to mostly work on finishing May. This is the last one for May, and then I will move into June. So I just wanted to do a process video, 52 favorites catch-up video. So I thought that would be fun, and maybe it would motivate me to keep going on this project. A Little Lamm Paper Company kit that she did for Feature Craft, and then also some of the digital pieces that went with it, and also I'm going to stamp some of these to put on the page. So, that's a long introduction, but let's get started. So when I was planning out this project, I think personally that I came up with a really cool overall design. It's 3x4, 2 focal photos, and then 2 vertical 3x2, and then I shrunk down the pocket cards to 3x2 digitally since I had the copies of the cards digitally. And I believe that these cards came from the Feature Craft set. And I also have this stripe that's from the 24/7 kit that Amy did for the digital press. I believe that's where that stripe came from, because that digital collection that she did and then the Feature Craft collection she did, they both kind of coordinate. And I also took some of her script words, which I've loved for years, and I fussy cut them. But I kept thinking, or not thinking, but I kept seeing, oh, there's a smidge of gray. Like, it's microscopic, but it just bugs me. I don't know if that happens to anyone else when they're fussy cutting, but it does to me. I have to cut every single piece of gray. So I'm just putting down the different pieces and once again trying to figure out if I'm gonna punch a hole in a face or something, but I think I managed to not do that on this page. And I'm just pushing the pages together, that way I can make sure I line them up. And then I will stamp in a little bit. There I go again, fussy cutting agenda, making sure I got all the microscopic pieces of gray. So for the top, I'm going to have today's agenda, and then the bottom is going to be right now. And I'm just going to pop dot those. I also have a few word strips, like love this. So just pop dotting the words, and then I am going to move on to stamping for this spread. I had not used these hexagon stamp set yet, and I figured it was about time that I do that. So I'm just kind of measuring to make sure that I have some space to put the different shapes. Some like negative space, and then I'll just put them behind. So I'm going to stamp one that says, I think it says right now, the best. Yeah, the best. And then I have one that says let's eat, which I was way too excited about using, because I know I always say it, but I don't always document food. So when I do, and it's something about food, I get overly excited. So I stamped let's eat, and then I have the tiny hexagons that I stamped as well, and then 2 more large ones. So I just stamped those in green and blue and red, and I think in orange maybe. And then I'm going to fussy cut all of those and then put them on my spread. Here I go. I'm going to cut these out. Sometimes with this particular hexagon where it's like turned on its side, it totally goofs me up and I can't even think straight. Like, you see that yellow little embellishment right there? I was fussing with that because I could have sworn it would work perfect, but I could not, for some reason, get the hexagon puffy sticker to go the same way as the stamp set. So I just removed it, and I'm not going to use it. I spent too much time trying to figure it out. I don't know what I was doing. So I'm just adding the different pieces that I fussy cut out. For that one right there down by my arm, that was a nice, I want to say negative space, but kind of extra space that I could just put it there and it doesn't cover up anything important. And then over on the right side, I'm going to make a cluster with today's story and then a few of the other small ones as well. And down by right now, I pop dotted the Let's Eat and added a hexagon. Switched out one of the mini hexagons for a red one because I felt like that little corner needed some more red, so I went and added some more red there. And now I'm just going to talk about how it was our day off and we decided to have an afternoon for ice cream. There we go, it's done. All right, for this next one, I printed a bunch of Elle Studio printables, and I'm going to document the last few weeks of school. And I will be including a bunch of tiny little photos because, of course, there was a ton of different activities. I also printed a little stripe, and I have this main photo, and let's see, I think I had to print out something extra. Yes, I printed out a stripe right there, and then those 3 tags, and that's what I wanted to show you. So let's get started on putting this layout together because let me tell you, it was a pain. I don't know, it's just one of those projects that nothing was going my way. You know those kind of projects where you're like, I have an idea in my head and I cannot get it to go that way. That's the kind of project this was. And I really should have, since these pictures were so small and I was so worried about lining things up, I should have just printed the pictures right on top of the canvas. That would have made more sense. I did have the cool idea to take this digital card that says today and cut out the today so that way I could pop dot it on top of the photo and it wouldn't be hidden behind the photo, if that makes sense. I thought that was a good idea. I also took these tiny tags. I think I shrunk them. I wound up shrinking them a little bit. I shrunk those and I'm going to use those to just write little snippets of journaling. And I'm also going to use 3 white cards. I'm going to make 3 white cards to put across this two-row strip of photos. So I'm just working on lining up the photos, which, like I said, was such a pain. I don't know. I still don't know if they're straight, but and 2 of the photos, my kids were in front of the driveway, and for whatever reason, the lighting was blue, and I could not edit the photo to not be blue. So I'm going to leave it, and I just left it, and I printed it. So it's documented, and that's what's important. So I'm going to start over here on the far left side with my photos, and I'm just going to move towards the right to put all the photos. I have no idea what size these photos are. I think I started 2 by 2 in Photoshop Elements, and then I shrunk the photos down till I could get all the photos onto the canvas. I'm going to use this stamp set with the pencil, and I'm going to do a pencil border across right underneath the main photo. And once again, this was another thing that just did not work. I guess I wasn't paying attention to where I wanted the pencils, but I wound up with like an itty-bitty pencil towards the far left, and as you can see, I had to wrestle the main photo up so that way I could get another pencil underneath the photo. And then I had the orange stamp at the end that's not quite a full pencil. Like I said earlier, that sometimes projects just don't go the way that you want. They don't cooperate. I also stamped 2 pencils so I could fussy cut them. And then I took one of a die cut label, I think, and I stamped a little sentiment on it. I think it says the best or something like that, and I'm going to pop dot that later on. I take one of the white cards and I'm just going to stamp a pattern of hearts in purple, orange, and blue for the bottom left little card. And then in the middle, I think I'm going to do some stars as well in multiple different colors. Stars that are outlined and then filled in stars. There we go, just stamping, and I also used a piece of paper, that way I could do half stars and it wouldn't bleed onto the photo. For this last card, I'm going to stamp special moments and documented. I decided that with these 3 cards, I wanted them to be extra colorful, just like the photos, because the photos have so many colors in them. So stamping special moments at the top and then the bottom, and then I'll stamp documented again. And then I will stamp another little shape like an X I was really going all out with all the patterns and the colors in this spread. So I'm going to stamp some X's in purple down here, and then for the top left I will stamp some oranges as well, because I plan on putting another journaling card up in that corner. I also add in some green hearts since I already had stamped some for a different card. I'm going to pop dot that die cut label that I had stamped on. And then I also have another die cut that says remember, and I'm just going to adhere that with some adhesive. Now I'm going to fussy cut out the pencils. And I think I'm going to put one over by the far right where my kids are standing. And then I will save the second one for later on when I finish building my journaling card. Now I'm going to put the I'm going to actually use two of the small little labels, and I'm going to write on this one that both kids had special performances, and there was one last field trip with buddies for the year. And then I will add some big stars, purple and orange and green, to the layout. And then I will start on the title. And I wanted to use the notebook puffy stickers, but I could not for the life of me, once again, figure out how I was going to adhere them. So I took all of that decision making and problem stuff, I took all of that out of the video, and this is what I came up with. The number paper, and I'm just going to adhere it to the back of this number paper and call it done. I don't know what I was trying to do, but I was making it way more complicated. And I'm going to do school is out, and I'm actually going to take these puffy stickers off in just a minute. I'm going to use a journaling card just because I wanted them to stand out a little bit more. Yep, so I think I actually forgot that I had printed the digital card, so I'm going to get the digital card. Then I decide, see what I mean? I was so goofy with this layout. I decided that the right side needed some of that blue paper so it would match, be cohesive, and I don't know if it really actually needed it, but it looks great, but I still had to rip everything up and add some extra glue. I was just being really funny with this layout and just having a good old time. I'm going to finally use that third label and put the pencil down finally, and I'm just going to write a little note about what this photo is about. And then I will put it right underneath the school sign and a little puffy sticker and then the pencil. Love those pencils, and they're so easy to cut out too. There we go. Such a cute photo of my kiddos. And I'm going to add a blue star there and then another one. Just sprinkle the puffy stickers all over the place. Punch my holes because I don't think I'm going to add anything else. I'm going to glue down that digital card and put my title on, and then I am just going to journal about what went on in the last week of school. A field day, a field trip, a performance for my son, a performance for my daughter, and a parent appreciation. So there we go. It's all done finally. Oh my goodness, that was hard, but I got it done. I hope you're still with me, and I apologize if this lighting is a little dark. I'm not sure why it is. So I am going to document the last day of school when we had a pool party. I'll be using Feed Your Craft and In a Creative Bubble to layer multiple journaling cards behind the photo, the main photo. And once again, I was just having a problem with alignment. Sometimes it really is not so easy to take a digital layout and translate it into something physical. It's not the same, and it could be a little tricky. But I'm always up for a good challenge, so that's what I guess most of these pages were, except maybe the first one. So I'm just putting the cards behind, and as you can see, I didn't print the entire journaling card, so I just printed the little pieces that I need. I also have this greenish card, yeah, it's a green color, that says Summer Getaway, and I'm going to split that in half to go across both pages, and I will eventually wind up covering up Getaway. And I pop dotted the Summer Getaway and layering some more paper, the blue, And then I also have the fun times. Now this one, I forgot when I was making this page that fun times needed to be higher than the word summer. And so I'm gonna try to peel it off and then just lift it up a little bit. In the end, I'm not sure if it worked, but I just left it. I tried my best, but you know, what can you do? Like I said, it doesn't always translate as easy as you want it to translate. So now I'm punching the holes to see where everything's going to end up, and the bottom is at the A, so I should be okay for my main photo. I also have, like I said, I have this main photo of my kids, and I took a journaling card and I did a frame that had the yes, and I just clipped in the photo of my kids. So the yes stayed there, and then my kids' photo was framed inside of the journaling card. And I was able to, with this photo, split it down the middle, and I don't split kids and I don't split anything important from the photo. I also shrunk down in a Create a Bubble card hanging out, super tiny, and I'm going to put that on the left side, and I'm also going to use 2 stamps that say, I'm going to bring them together, Hello Awesome. I think those are actually Kellie Stamps, and the bottom, I believe the bottom little borders that I did, those are all Kellie Stamps as well. I will double check, and I'll leave the information in the description. I also pull out all of my enamel dots, and I'm going to sprinkle those. But first, I am going to wrestle with this again. I just want to make sure that I have everything lined up and where I want it. You guys, sometimes alignment is not my friend. I spend too much time figuring out alignment. So I'm sprinkling a bunch of enamel dots, and as you can see, my enamel dot thing is running low. So I need to get some more. But I'm just doing little sprinkles here and there, and then I will be done. I really love how bright and colorful this spread came out, and I think it's a great way to start off volume 2 of my notebook. All right, so I've got all 3 pages done. I hope you enjoyed watching my process video. I now have this one completed. I just need to wrap up one last spread, and then I can do a walkthrough. But I wrapped up this spread and this one, and that's it. And then I started volume 2. So I hope you enjoyed watching this process video. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.